Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the GAC Group 2015 ITTF World Tour Grand Finals. I'm Adam Babra with you here in Lisbon, Portugal. We're coming up to the men's singles with Marcos Freitas, the top player from Portugal, one of the top players in Europe. He's currently world ranked number 8.
Long Ma from China versus Marcos Freitas from Portugal. Umpires for table 1.
Going crazy and excited to see him play.
Qualiform from Spain and Jean-Pierre Deville from France.
And the most undefeated man on the World Tour this year, a very focused Ma Long
from Korea versus Chinchu from China.
Ma Long, not only the first seed in this tournament, not only world ranked number 1.
Umpires for table 2.
At 27 years old, this became the 2015 Male Table Tennis Star Award winner. Male Table Tennis Star. The biggest honor of the ITTF awards given out. 4 men nominated for that award. It's a good look at the equipment that they're using. Traditional Chinese setup. Tacky black rubber on the forehand. So Marcos Freitas has had some titles throughout the years. But a little bit more about Ma Long. He's won pretty much everything you could win this year. The Men's World Cup, China Open, World Championships, Germany Open, Kuwait Open. Both Germany and Kuwait and China, all 3 of those are Super Series tournaments. There's only one player who's beaten him on the World Tour this year. It was teammate Sean Quinn, probably about number 9 on the national team. Other than that, Antoine Hachard from France gave a very tough match to Ma Long. Yuya Oshima, taking it to 7 games at the China Open in the semifinals, was up 6-2 in game 7 and 7-4 before Ma Long turned it on, scored 7 straight points to run away with the game in the match. So when it counts this year, the confident player Ma Long, it's the year of the dragon. The Chinese Super League, Fan Zhendong's beaten him 3 times this year, has been undefeated against Ma Long, but never when it counts on the main stage. I saw Marcos Freitas and Andre Gacina practicing for their doubles before they practiced the other day. Marcos and I were chatting. I said that I had a dream about him. I said, I really wanted to see your match with Ma Long, but you came up to me and you said you had just played. He said, how'd I do? I said, you lost 4-2. And then Andre Gacina was like, that's great. Marcos was like, no, it's not. Losing is losing. 4-2, 4-3, 4-0, it's all the same. I don't want to lose. So he's going to come out here in front of the home crowd. And even though he's the underdog, he's going to be inspired to fight. And with the attitude of why not now, I think every point he focuses on, he's got a chance at, that's for sure. Head umpire, Jaume Coideforn from Spain. Assistant umpire, Jean-Pierre Deville. If you'd like to learn a little bit about Marcos Freitas, his musical skills, history, he's got a twin brother who used to play table tennis, became an IT guy. You can check out Ask a Pro Anything with Marcos Freitas. Also the same with Ma Long, to hear Ma Long's actually singing. Doing a little bit of golf, some other things that Ma Long likes to do. So Marcos Freitas playing well in the French league. He's been the top player, probably the top player in the league. This is only his 2nd World Tour Grand Finals appearance. He was the runner-up in the 2015 European Championships, 2014 team champion, which has actually inspired a lot of popularity in table tennis fans throughout. Go to the local table tennis clubs here in Lisbon, Portugal. You can find kids training to be like Marcos. So the crowd's behind the left-handed player. Marcos Freitas, strong backhand off the table, but by Chinese standards, Not strong enough. He's going to have to be in at the table, be very specific with his service receives. Has been the theme throughout the day. Serve and receive. When Ma Long's confident, he seems pretty unstoppable.
Ma Long versus Marcos Freitas. First game. Ma Long to serve.
This is a best of 7 match.
Love all.
We'll see if Marcos Freitas can pull off the upset. In the year of the dragon, Ma Long starting off with the serve.
Let. Love all. One love.
Strong placement on the receive. The follow-up shot got away. Smart play from Freitas, a big point. Not too many people in the world are comfortable to block Ma Long's loops time after time. And then he goes for a big shot. Deep to the backhand, puts Ma Long on defense, and at the first opportunity thinks he can beat Ma Long with the inside out. Left-handed advantage.
1, 2.
Short side of the table looks good, but it's a heavy push. A lot of people have trouble reading Freitas' serve. It's in near the body. He keeps his serve tough to read. Got a chance here. Forehand flip over the table. First 4 points are split. Timo Boll had a lot of trouble. Marcos Freitas beat him to determine the winners of the European Team Championships. Oh, just missing the open table. Ma Long slipping on the forehand side. Gets Ma Long off balance and plays it out wide. Even still, Ma Long is able to hit it. Not just get there, but hit a powerful shot to the short side of the table. Excellent recovery shot at first. Had a chance to talk to Vladimir Samsonov, and there's Coach Gu Ping. Kong Guo Ping, actually. Recently came over to the Portuguese team, has been helping out a lot. Vladimir Samsonov said Ma Long's game, he can do pretty much anything. Tough player to play. The backhand power silencing the crowd. Even near the commentators' booth, you can hear "Eesh." It's the sound of fans wincing. Just enough bite on the ball, just short enough. Trouble for Ma Long with the backhand over the table. A lot of backspin, new balls, new tables.
6-3.
Again, not a glamorous serve from Ma Long, but still very difficult to read. He's hanging in there. 1 point at a time. Freitas still in this game. It's funny to talk on these terms. It's only about halfway through game 1. Deceptive underspin on the reverse pendulum. See a lot of left-handed players using this. Michael Mays, Timo Boll. Just missing. Can't believe he could run that down. Ma Long bending it inside out, way out to the forehand side. That last ball you could see was just a little bit too shallow, a little closer to the net, which gave Ma Long the freedom to bend it so wide. Pace on that shot from Ma Long. As strong as he is, I still feel like Fan Jiandong's creeping in, and it's just a question of time before he takes over number one. Ma Long's playing well enough to hang on to it for who knows how long. We'll see. FREITAS turning it up, trying to stay in an attack, counter as early as he can. Break off the edge of the table, but the point is FREITAS's. The freight train's still alive. And it seems rare, Ma Long, to leave the ball that high in a short push rally. Short side of the table like nobody's home. Just tees up, drives through that ball full swing. 4 game points for Ma Long to take the first. Over the table receive, power and placement. Marcos FREITAS, no hesitation. It's the high risk play that's needed out here. Fast serve off the back edge of the table. It's 11-7. Ma Long takes game 1. Stick around, game 2 after this short break.
Thank you. So we're back for game 2. Marcos FREITAS trailing 0-1. Trying to keep the pressure on. Keep the serves illegible. But the receive is going to be very important again. Short side of the table, beautiful shot, but Ma Long smothers it and bends it out the opposite way. Ma Long doing that while backing off the table too. Makes it even crazier. Now, as a nickname, the freight train seems more unstoppable. But Ma Long hasn't been stopped yet. Not in game 2. Beautiful backhand, just cracking through that ball, still topspin on it. Low to the net serve. Not a bad receive, but with a third ball like that waiting. Fast serve deep into the backhand. First 4 points to Ma Long.
Yufu got the first 4 points in her game against Ding Ning, who came back to win. Obviously, that matchup's a little different, but Marcos Freitas getting a point now. Timing seems to be the same so far. Soft push left a little bit high. Going to be a tough way for Freitas to get back into the point. Obviously, that wasn't his intention. Malong's bending it away. Miss hit off the edge of the racket for Marcos Freitas.
Let 6-1.
Freitas has still got the crowd behind him. Any point he wins, it's going to be loudly cheered for. You can see how much side spin was on that ball as it crawled back to the left side of the screen after the net. Beautiful point. Marcos Freitas with the lob as high and kicking as they come in a counterattack from deep in the backhand court. Gotta see this one again. Retrieves that one, turns his back to the table a bit. This ball, difficult backhand from up high. Counter, gets a side spin ball. Plays the safe shot, wide angle. Comes back in to win it. Beautiful point.
Let 3-6.
Malong very comfortable with the long pushes. Forehand's just too strong, it seems. Unless your placement is really surprising, you're going to have a strong opening.
Eight-3.
Malong running away with it. The second towel break of the game. Right into the body. A little bit of a problem when you decide that early what you're going to do. Shot comes back.
11-3.
An 11-3 victory for Malong. Got to be tough to be Marcos Freitas right now. You know he wants to please the home crowd, but so far, arrows are being batted away left and right. We'll see if he can turn things around in game 3 just after this. Stay here. And we're back for game 3. Ma Long in domination right now.
Third game, Ma Long to serve.
11-7 in game 1, a closer game. 11-3 for the next.
One love.
And it's not just Marcos Freitas. I mean, there's really, as it appears, nobody on the planet. I guess Fan Zhendong seems the most likely. Zhang Jiko when he's turned on, if that's something that still happens in 2015. We'll see. That's sort of the gamble, the bet that's going on with the guys here, Zhang Jiko and Ma Long. But right now it's split. First 2 points of game 3. Not many players on the planet really can threaten Ma Long when he's confident.
1-2.
I think that's the key thing. Anything he can do to break the confidence of Ma Long. Again, referenced Yuya Oshima earlier this year, Antoine Hachard. 2 players who've given close matches to Ma Long on the World Tour. There's some pressure. Freitas driving Ma Long off the table. Spin variation. You also have to wonder if it's a sign of confidence that Ma Long is backing off the table even for a few points. It seems so rare for Ma Long to lob or to fish. Against Zhang Jiko and other players, he'll run everything down and counterattack anything he can. Really muscling around that to get it off the body. Play the forehand from the backhand corner. Fast long serve, well placed and surprising Ma Long. Again, element of surprise, crucial, especially in a match like this. Dead serve, you can almost read the label on the ball in slow motion.
Five, 3.
Not a bad serve, but the third ball, very soft ball. Watch the placement on this receive. I think Marcos needs to be looking to attack almost anything he can. He's got a strong enough backhand where if he's right at the table, he can place it well. Ma Long tries a fast long serve down the line, but Freitas' response was better than Ma Long's. Loops it out cross court for the point. Beautiful shot again. Backhand right off the bounce, one deep to the backhand corner, and then wide out to the forehand side, and suddenly we're tied up at 5 points each. Freitas warned for tossing the ball back into his body on the serve. Definitely one of the more borderline serves. Tough to tell how much of a change was made. Either way, there didn't seem to be a problem. If you like the change of pace play from Marcos Freitas, not going to be quite as successful unless it's a spinny ball deep on the table, just changing the arc. Anything too soft is going to be trouble.
Let 8-5. Let 8-5.
In the receive game, FREITAS keeping the pressure on early. Malong's anticipating it deep to the backhand. This is how it's going to happen. Malong's still getting around to the ball, but just over swinging it. Ball stays low. Even from 2 steps off the table, the threat of Malong's forehand loop, backhand as well for that matter, often enough to win a point against other top 10 players. No problem for Malong. Another 4 game points right here in game 3. The touch on the receive, just amazing. 2 touch shots, even as he's starting to back up, manages to keep it low to the net and short enough. Malong checking for a crack on the ball. Thinks he found one. Hey, there's a new ball. Perfect. That one might belong to Xu Xin and Zhang Wujin playing on the other court. New ball being introduced to the game. They're just going to hit with it for a moment. Make sure nothing underperforming on it and everything seems fine.
10-6.
Malong now with 4 game points to go up 3-0. Shot block from Malong. That's the most vocalization we've heard from Malong. Ball hit into his body and then no. Really working to get his upper body out of the way. Now Malong exited a tournament earlier this year, the Polish Open, due to injury, but it wasn't related to getting out of the way of the ball. The celebration hurt his neck.
11-7. Game to Malong.
It's 11-7. The neck injury was from rolling over backwards after the Men's World Cup. Right now, it's 3-0 for Malong here against Marcos Freitas. Game 4 just after this. We're back for game 4. Marcos Freitas leading, or losing rather, trailing 0-3 against Malong. Although it'd be nice for him if he were up 3-0 right now.
Love 1.
Now, hypothetically, if Malong took a huge lead, won the next 8 points in a row, do we think we'd see any exhibition-style points from Freitas? I feel like in front of the home crowd, the pressure to fight and just never give up is there. But no such thing is on the mind of Marcos Freitas, leading 2 points to 1. So if Marcos Freitas scores the next 8 points in a row, would Malong start doing an exhibition? also seems unlikely.
3-1.
I mean the celebration part, not the Marcos Freitas. Well, who's to say? He's on a roll so far, up 3-1 in game 4.
3-2.
When you're on a roll, starting off with a good lead against Ma Long, and you serve into the net, you got to accept it and move on. And get the point right back by having Ma Long dump it into the net. Very subtle contact from Freitas. Even in that replay, it was tough to tell what was on it. Looks like mostly side spin, light under. That angle, though, so wide, bending out to the backhand side for Freitas. Let's see where this ball lands on the table. And it's this one right there. Yeah, too close to the net. The fishing shots and the lobs all have to be very deep. Strong receive, lets the ball come off the table, patiently spins it up low to the net. And it's 5-3, Freitas with the lead and 2 serves here. Right off the bounce, Ma Long on top of the table in control. Excellent backhand. 2 in a row. The first one comes back chopped by Ma Long. Let's see this one again in slow motion. Slow spinny ball. Ma Long, instead of counterattacking, decides to chop. Freitas not bothered. Knows it's his opportunity to finish the point with a ripping backhand. And it's a 3-point lead for Freitas. Still a bit to go. It was 7-4 for Yuya Oshima in Game 7 against Ma Long, when nerves could really settle in, but Ma Long scored 7 in a row then. And 1 to start. Crowd still cheering for Marcos Freitas, only briefly silenced by the backhand of Ma Long. Excellent backhand, much like the Timo Boll backhand, to be nominated for Point of the Year from off the table. Look at this first spin shot, another spin shot in the backhand. This is the power of having a backhand, not just for left-handed players, but for anybody at this level. You don't have to step around. Quicker shot, a little bit tougher to predict where it's going to go. Two points away from putting a game on the board. Freitas playing strong right now. Ma Long's coach did not see this coming. Power backhand comes back even faster. Freitas on fire. It's 5 game points. Just when you think the point's over. 1-2 and right back. Beautiful shot attempt, but it goes out in an 11-5 victory Marcos Freitas just dominating Ma Long in the second half of that game. What a runaway game. We'll see if the trend continues, inspiring some hope in the crowd, a little bit of confidence in Marcos Freitas. And if he can get in the head of Ma Long, it can only help his chances. We'll be back to see Game 5. Don't go anywhere. Freitas still alive in Game 5 just after this.
Time.
So as the players come back to the table, it's Marcos Freitas who's got the cheers of the crowd. Excited to see him continue. On fire with the backhands, timing his blocks better, his counterattacks. Service is more effective, aggressive receives. I don't think he can spend much time playing passive shots.
Game.
If even for a shot, unless it's low, close to the net, if anything is deep on the table and passive, it's going to have to be deep, and he's going to have to counter it quickly.
Let. No fall.
There it is. Look how wide that angle is. From the middle of the court, right on the white line probably, center of the table. Freitas bending it out with side and topspin. Let's see where this bounces again. So a little bit more to the backhand side, but still beautiful angle there to take the first point against Ma Long's serve. A similar shot this time. Ma Long gets there, loops it back. Now it's interesting. Some say, Ma Long, first round, unlucky draw. Well, if he wins this match, he's going to have the best bracket ever. It'd be the greatest upset. Sweet point, big forehand. Sets up the high ball for the third ball attack. Just an inch or two too high. Maybe a few. Ma Long can return that ball sometimes, but Freitas really rushing to keep the pressure on and catch it early. Not allowing Ma Long any time. It's the right shot to take. He's got to attempt to counter it. Go big or go home, says Marcos Freitas. Backhand from over the table. Freitas knows the pressure's on, and he's got the pressure's on him to keep the pressure on. Anytime he can open with an aggressive receive, he's going to try and change the patterns regularly so that Ma Long's guessing. Next time he has a similar opportunity, might play to the middle. Who knows?
3-all.
Pushed back off the table a bit. Tough receive there, tried to keep it deep. One more game for Freitas, and the prophecy of my dream at least has a chance. Little surprised the service wasn't called. But fooled Ma Long, underspin on it. As far as pushing it with the service, until you get called for it, if it works to your advantage, nothing's stopping you. And 2 in a row. Sets it up. Freitas leading 5-3 now. Now, as far as home court advantage, and it's tough to tell, maybe the service is technically still on the legal side of the line, but it would be a very unpopular call for an umpire to call Freitas on his serve in front of the home crowd. Miss hit after several big shots from Freitas. Still going for it though. A few big counters. Sees the opening on the short side of the table, goes for it again. The big backhand, but Freitas knows he's got to stay in a little closer to the table. If they're equally distant from the net, Malong's going to have the advantage. Counter looping rallies are not going to be won at the same distance without advantage for Freitas. The serve has been trouble for Malong the past 2 serves. Marcos Freitas won. See if he can take these as well. A little bit off the top of the net, but the second one hits the net, and Malong fired up, showing. Beautiful forehand attack, looked like heavy underspin. Malong leaves it a little bit high, and Freitas is all over it, ties it back up. Again, if he can break the confidence of Malong. When Malong is confident, there's no one on earth right now who can stop him. This seems to be the reason Jung Ji-ko went back and forth many times. Won several important matches over Malong. It's a question of confidence.
Six all. Let 6 all.
Long push deep to the backhand. Didn't see it coming. Malong starting to seem a little bit nervous and rattled. Very deep on the table. This is how a long push is used. The other guy's expecting to come in, play a short ball.
Let 6-7.
If Freitas can come into his serves with a 2-point lead, it'll be quite impressive. Goes for it. The opening backhand gets Malong off balance and out of position. The next shot finds the net. Freitas still a chance to take a 2-point advantage now. Thunder sticks clapping, hands alike. Home crowd here in Lisbon, Portugal. And a service error.
Timeout.
Timeout. It's a good timeout for Freitas. Chance to regroup a little bit. Don't want to rush through these moments. The only table left to watch in the arena. Shushin and Jang Woo-jin are done. Tell you the results? Actually, I wouldn't. I don't even know the result. I've been focusing on this exciting match here. Freitas really making a run for it. Coach Wu-ping, as they say, quite a contribution to the team. Very fine balance, serving low to the net, specific placement. A little bit surprised we haven't seen more of the reverse pendulum, at least in the last few points. That fine balance of mixing it up. When you got to serve, when you know it's working, stick with it as long as you can, but still try to keep the opponent guessing. Not too many serves at this level a player can see several times in a row and not adjust to.
Seven-eight.
So FREITAS down 7-8 now out of the timeout with a serve. Serve and a plan. See if it comes through. Long serve into the backhand side, and he counters off the bounce. It's tied back up at 8 points each. Ma Long sweating, literally and figuratively right now. Oh, little break off the top of the net. FREITAS with soft touch. It's an excellent receive there. Has a chance in that point. Unfortunate break for FREITAS in that point. A packed stadium here cheering for FREITAS. Oh, just too long. Frankly, I didn't think the rally would continue as long as it did after that last ball bounced a little bit shallower on the table. This one here looked like Ma Long would finish, but fast feet. FREITAS gets a chance at it. Runs it down as a forehand attack. Would have been a great time for an edge for FREITAS to tie it up at 9-all. But now he's got two serves. He's got to take both of them. Match point for Ma Long, 2 times. Inside out forehand comes back even faster, and Ma Long escapes in front of the home crowd. What a performance. Marcos FREITAS giving a great fight out here. And only when Ma Long gets nervous does it feel like there's a chance to sneak in and take something, take a game, take a match. FREITAS played quite well. Can't be too unhappy about that performance. Of course he wants the victory. But Ma Long, very impressive. Good game, he says. And no question about it. He means it. It's a European handshake. A pat on the back.
打开微信扫一扫，关注乒乓网微信公众号吧。扫描左侧二维码，关注乒乓网，每天为大家推送乒乓球教学视频、乒乓球技术文章、乒乓网最新活动。还在犹豫什么呢？赶紧关注吧！